Quisiera ahora presentar a Elizabeth NG. Elizabeth nos visita desde Canadá, mientras yo intento salir de mi presentación. Hello, Elizabeth, are you there?
Hi, Felipe.
I'm glad that you're hearing well. I'm trying to leave and I was able to log out. So welcome to our seminar here in Chile. We are very pleased to have Manitoba in our session. I will tell some things about yourself in Spanish. Elizabeth, que nos visita desde Canadá, desde Manitoba Hydro International, es Client Relations, Transmission and Distribution Solutions. Ella trabaja en estrecha colaboración con el equipo de innovación de Manitoba Hydro International para ofrecer productos de clase mundial para las utilities y soluciones innovadoras para nuestro mercado global. Es asesora de relaciones con el cliente de Manitoba Hydro International, es responsable de construir y mantener relaciones con los clientes y ofrecer una experiencia positiva, particularmente con Visual Inspection, y además de ello supervisa implementaciones de sus proyectos tanto en el sitio de destino como en los diferentes sitios y de manera remota, quiero decir. Dejo con ustedes a Elizabeth. Ella va a hacer la presentación con páginas en español, pero va a ir contando acerca de ella en su lengua materna.
All right, thank you for the introduction, Felipe. Hola, buenos días, everybody. So we're just going to get started here. All right, so today I'm going to share with you what tool we use at Manitoba Hydro International to apply augmented reality to fieldwork. This creates something that we call an assisted reality fieldwork, and that's what is able to accomplish, and I'm going to share with you what we're able to accomplish with that with some use cases as well. But first, I'd like to give you a little information on what our approach to new technology is. MHI is a wholly owned subsidiary of Manitoba Hydro International. We're one of the largest electrical utilities in Canada, and we own and operate everything from generation of power to distribution to the end user. MHI has been incorporated since 1985, and we operate in over 120 countries. We're always aiming to find new ways to make work more efficient, more accurate, and easier for utilities. And we have a lot of experience developing and applying innovative new technology, such as PSCAD, our DC line fault locator, and our field and corona effects predictor, just to name a few. We've also been introducing augmented reality into the utility space for the last 6 years. I personally come from a non-technical background. So before I started working at MHI, I didn't fully understand the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality. And what I did know about it was in the form of online shopping or video games such as Pokemon Go and virtual reality video games. So what is augmented reality? What's virtual reality? And why are we using augmented reality? Virtual reality creates a 3D world around you that you can interact with. And augmented reality is a technology that places virtual elements on top of our view of the real world. When you're doing field work, it's important for workers to be aware of their surroundings. And instead of creating a new reality, we wanted to create something that would bring out important information in their existing work site. So for the last 3 years with MHI, I've worked with utilities to find new and interesting ways to use augmented reality to assist in field work. The tool that we use is called Visual Inspection, and it uses augmented reality markers and combines them with documentation and workflow systems and live streaming functions to help complete fieldwork and maintenance and inspections as well. This creates an assisted reality for workers out in the field. So to use AR, we had to select a tool that would be safe, easy to use, and economical. We tested and compared it to smart glasses, which are wearable computer glasses. We compared it with traditional pen and paper, as well as tablets and mobile devices. And the tool had to accomplish the following things. It had to be hands-free so that users could keep their hands available to do the work they were assigned. It had to allow users to keep their heads facing upwards and focused on their work. It had to be easy to enter information, as well as lowering the risk of losing data. And lastly, it had to reduce the amount of time data had to be entered into the system. After considering all of this criteria, the only solution that we thought was feasible were smart glasses. And with all of these concerns in mind, we decided to go with the RealWear HMT, or head-mounted tablet smart glasses. These glasses are intrinsically safe and meet safety requirements. They last a long time in the field and are quite simple to use. Through the smart glasses, we use augmented reality to help identify assets and assign work when out in the field. By combining AR with the GIS platform, markers indicate in real space where each asset or piece of equipment is located. Each marker stores information on pieces of equipment and lets workers know if they have work to do on the equipment. These markers can also be seen through the web-based GIS platform, where data is updated in near real time, so you can efficiently monitor and maintain your equipment. Right. To add more information to each of the AR marked assets, you can collect data in 3 different formats. First, there's media documentation, where you can take photos, videos, or voice notes. And then there are standardized inspection forms for when you're going through a checklist or a prescription. And lastly, there are standardized guided workflows, and these take people through a task step by step. Now, at any point in the assisted reality platform, you can also access live streaming, or what we call a remote conferencing tool. Users out in the field can call experts back at the office using the live stream function, and this allows you to carry out a variety of tasks. You can call back to one person just for a consultation, or you can do a site walkthrough with multiple people. You can also conduct online training classes with a large group. Here's a short video that shows how augmented reality is used by visual inspection in the field.
Display vitals. Show me active work orders. Select. Take photo. Counter read 211. Request assistance.
Hi, Sean.
Hey, Will. There seems to be some metal filings on this cam block.
Yeah, I've seen this before.
What you'll need to do is take the breaker out of service before we can begin the repair.
So we applied this form of assisted reality to oil and gas sites, transmission and distribution operations, site maintenance, and also vegetation applications. So let's take a look at some of the use cases. For this project, we were tasked to help the National Honduran Utility inspect their distribution poles. This client was originally using a tablet-based solution, and they wanted a hands-free solution that was able to operate in Spanish. Using visual inspection, they were able to complete their inspections while also documenting the GPS coordinates of each pole and collecting the routes that their employees walked. And they were able to complete all of this work in just 30% of the original time spent. As well, they didn't have to sort any of the data after the fact because everything is automatically sorted by GPS location as well as time and date. And they were able to immediately import all of their data into Google Earth. For Burns & McDonnell, they're currently adopting visual inspection across their entire company after completing multiple pilots. Burns originally wanted a universal documentation system. The problem that they were facing was that their field crews were collecting data in different forms and formats. They wanted all of their information standardized and tied to one hosted location. In this case, they used visual inspection. In the first few months after implementing this, they saw many improvements. So in particular, they had increased efficiency because a lot of time was saved on work planning and data collection was streamlined as well because everything was standardized and guided. A lot of time was also saved on data sorting because it's automatically sorted by the equipment it's related to. As well, everything is marked, as I mentioned previously, by timestamp and GPS coordinates and dates. The typical time savings they saw was around 25%, but in situations where they were using pencil and paper and they switched to the smart glasses, they saw more than 200% in time savings. They also decreased their margin of error by around 33%. This was due to a couple things. First of all, they didn't have any transcription error because they weren't using pencil and paper anymore. And they also saw improvements compared to tablets because they didn't have any clicking error. They also saw a lot of savings in time and in travel and labor. Because they were using the live stream, it was possible to have one experienced member on the staff monitor multiple sites in one day without having to travel. This had the added benefit of being able to share their knowledge with less experienced employees, and they're able to have a little more mentorship and close the knowledge gap. Currently, due to COVID-19, they're using visual inspection to keep their operations moving while still keeping everyone safe. And this has saved them hundreds of thousands of dollars in operation, maintenance, and labor costs. With BC Hydro, they needed to conduct a site walkthrough with multiple people on 2 sites that were under construction. And due to COVID, they weren't able to have the needed people on site, and they were facing a lot of delays with the required improvements and repairs that they needed to make to their site. BC Hydro was looking for a solution that would let their team communicate with each other in real time while documenting the site without touching any of the equipment at the same time. Another challenge for BC Hydro was that when we were doing training with them, we had to do it remotely. And we were able to successfully prepare BC Hydro for their pilot through an online training seminar and providing them additional access to videos and tutorials online. In the end, they used Visual Inspection's live streaming function, and they were able to conduct their site walkthroughs much sooner than expected, and they reduced a lot of really costly delays. Their subject matter experts were able to look around the site and work with on-site staff to collect the information that they needed. Empire District was performing vegetation inspections on distribution poles. And originally they were using tablets and mobile devices. And the trouble was that they were having difficulty keeping up with their maintenance crew. They were falling behind schedule in marking trees that needed to be trimmed or removed. And the follow-up inspection after the trimming crews went through the site was also taking too long. So to help them out, we developed a customized workflow with AR markers. And that illustrated which trees were set for removal. Using the AR markers, they were able to perform the vegetation inspections 67% times faster than previous. Time was also saved from carrying out inspections to the back-end processing of the data. So they were able to immediately export all the necessary information to their tree trimming crews instead of having to manipulate and sort the data after collecting it. At Barbados Light and Power, they actually had issues with their hardware. They were originally using tablets as well. And with the harsh sun out in Barbados, the glare on the tablets made it too difficult to complete their work. And they were also having a lot of inconsistencies in the information that was collected due to clicking error. Right now, they're currently using their tablets side by side with visual inspection, and they use the tablets to get them to the work site, and they use visual inspection and the smart glasses to actually conduct the workflow, which is significantly easier without any glare. They also really enjoyed using Livestream, and they used it not only to check on the progress of the work, but as a safety feature as well. With Arbormetrics, they were also interested in using visual inspection as another tool in part of their toolkit. They wanted to collect data on danger trees, on tree hazards, and to inspect poles. And the most important thing for Arbormetrics was that they wanted to have the data be compatible with their current asset management program, Arborline. It also had to be easy to use, and the workflows had to be standardized. So Arbormetrics went through and collected data using a template that had roughly 50 unique fields. Using visual inspection, they were able to speed up the data collection process. When they were first using the headsets, when they were first using visual inspection, it did take 3 minutes to collect data on the first poll. And every poll after that took about 20 to 30 seconds. So they were able to collect the data in a format that was compatible with their current program, Arborline. And this allowed them to create work packages for their contractors without any additional data sorting or manipulation behind the scenes. So for all of the projects mentioned, each pilot costs around $10,000 Canadian for a 1-month trial. And this includes software, training, 24/7 support. And while that might seem like a steep cost, these are the 3 main benefits that our clients saw. For all clients, they typically saw a time savings of about 25% in time. Time is saved by speeding up the documentation process out in the field. They cut down on the amount of administrative work that you need in the office. And it makes it very easy to share data, so you don't need to manipulate it or change it at all to share the data with your vendors or just with your colleagues. The second benefit that our clients see is that it reduces the amount of errors there are when you're doing inspections or maintenance. Because everything is standardized and there are also guided workflows, it helps cut down on those errors, and it reduces the amount of work that needs to be repeated, as well as increasing safety. The third benefit was cost savings. You save on time, on travel, on redundancies, and it also makes training easier. And clients see savings in many aspects of their operation. Overall, they see a 3-to-1 return on investment after using visual inspection. So how else do we see augmented or assisted reality being applied? Moving forward, we look at using assisted reality with artificial intelligence. AI is the simulation of human intelligence processed by machines, especially computer systems. By combining the documentation platform with AI, field workers will be able to document their site, identify faulty equipment, and determine what their next steps are just by taking photos or videos. This will help the user identify problems and address the issue on site faster. We've only begun to explore what augmented reality can do in the field, and we welcome you in joining us in finding new applications. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Elizabeth. It allows us to understand much better what is augmented reality and all the benefits for the use in our sites, basically. Con la presentación de Elizabeth comenzamos a cerrar justamente las presentaciones de esta mañana, del día de hoy, pero naturalmente tenemos ya algunas preguntas importantes que quisiéramos tratar con ustedes, de manera tal de que cada uno de los panelistas se está preparando para poder responder a ellas. Y mientras hacemos eso, solamente un muy breve instante y los vamos a dejar con un pequeño video de justamente de
Aseguramos la confianza y la operación continua de los equipos eléctricos, brindando un servicio completo de mantenimiento, montaje, reparación, asesoría e inspección para transformadores de poder y equipos eléctricos. Estamos comprometidos en el mejoramiento continuo de nuestro sistema integrado de gestión, logrando la satisfacción de nuestros clientes a través de un servicio integral, eficiente y eficaz. Visítenos en www.forpa.cl. all have something in common. We live on this planet, and this planet gives us life, a journey to fulfill, a future, and we all began that journey somewhere. For Hitachi and ABB Power Grids, our legacies are interlinked. From our humble beginnings in the copper mine industry over 100 years ago, both companies have grown globally, diversifying our lines of business, and both contributing to society with new technologies. This is the power that brought us together. And together, we can reduce our impact on the planet by bringing sustainable energy to more people. The challenge is laid out before us. It requires the vision to foresee a stronger, smarter, and greener grid, and the dedication to increase quality of life through digital innovation. Bringing social innovation to every corner of the globe. To make this happen, we advance collaborative creation with our customers, academics, and governments. Together, we can encourage the next innovation. Only through co-creation and cutting-edge digital solutions can we create new customer values. To make life on this planet better for everyone. Together, powering good for sustainable energy.
Smart Wires desarrolla e implementa soluciones innovadoras que optimizan y flexibilizan los sistemas de potencia. En conjunto con nuestros clientes a nivel mundial, desarrollamos aplicaciones que aumentan la utilización y capturan más beneficios de las redes existentes. La tecnología de Smart Wires ayuda a utilizar de forma rápida y económica la capacidad existente, ya sea empujando los flujos de las líneas sobrecargadas o alando los flujos hacia líneas con capacidad de reserva. Su diseño modular permite escalar o reubicar los dispositivos fácilmente, según la evolución de las necesidades del sistema. Las soluciones de Smart Wires pueden entregarse en meses e instalarse en días, proporcionando la flexibilidad necesaria en esta era de incertidumbre. Utilizando estas herramientas en la red existente, puede integrarse rápidamente una mayor cantidad de energías renovables, reducir el vertimiento y evitar el impacto negativo sobre las comunidades y el medio ambiente. Smart Wires, transformando una red a la vez para un futuro mejor.
Ok, muchas gracias a todas las empresas que nos apoyan en nuestras actividades como CIGRE. Muchas gracias a cada uno de ustedes participantes y por el interés que han tenido tanto el día de ayer como el día de hoy. Y vamos a iniciar algunas preguntas. Bienvenidos de nuevo Lee, a Elizabeth y Andreas. Están cada uno acá. Ahí Andreas, muy bien, te vemos. Ok. Bueno, tenemos algunas preguntas justamente para compartir con ustedes. Primero, antes de eso, por supuesto, felicitarlos a cada uno por sus presentaciones. Son una tremenda contribución para poder ir viendo de qué forma ir mejorando, apoyando las áreas de mantenimiento que están justamente con altas necesidades de tecnología, de aporte al interior de sus compañías para poder hacer una mejor contribución en sus operaciones, bajando sus riesgos, etcétera, y atendiendo, por supuesto, mejor a cada uno de los clientes, que es nuestro objetivo principal. Entonces, la primera pregunta que tengo es para ti, Andreas. ¿Existen seguros que cubran pérdidas por energía no generada, ya sea por razones propias o ajenas?
Sí, exactamente. Perdón, ¿cuál fue lo último?
¿Cuál ha sido tu experiencia al respecto?
Bueno, sí hay seguros y hay varias, prácticamente todas las empresas de energía contratan seguros en este sentido. Hemos hecho algunos análisis con algunas aseguradoras con respecto a si podemos apoyarlos de tal manera que puedan tomar la confiabilidad y digamos, la viability de las estaciones, tomarlas en cuenta en el momento en que hacen sus análisis de riesgo para fijar las primas, ¿no? Sin embargo, de alguna manera todavía el sector de seguros no está listo para tomar a cabo estos inputs que estos sistemas les pueden dar. Sin embargo, ya hay ciertos trabajos con algunas aseguradoras y va en buen camino, pero todavía no hay nada oficial al respecto.
Perfecto, sí. Sabemos que ahí también hay que hacer un trabajo con las compañías de seguro. Para el caso de Lee Saldana, Lee, tenemos una pregunta que aparentemente tú ya respondiste por el chat abierto de Daniel Espinosa. ¿Tienen alguna base tecnológica como protocolos para la adquisición de datos de los activos basados en normas internacionales? Quizás puedas complementar algo ya a lo que ya habías indicado por el chat.
Claro que sí. Sí, nuestra solución hace uso de todos los protocolos estándares más comunes que tenemos. Entonces ahí incluiríamos todo lo que es Modbus, DNP3, los protocolos que se definen para los dispositivos inteligentes IEDs, el IEC 61850. Entonces nosotros tenemos esta comunicación estándar justamente para que nuestra solución pueda adaptarse con los equipos que ya existan. Como comenté, pueden ser equipos de otros fabricantes, equipos de monitoreo de otros fabricantes. Entonces la idea es justamente tener esta conexión con los protocolos de la industria para poder sacar datos de dónde vengan, en qué dispositivos estén.
Perfecto. Tenemos otra pregunta también para ti, Lee. Esta es de Gastón Muñoz. Se menciona que hay mucho monitoreo y sensores que deben transmitir datos a una central, como aumenta el consumo del ancho de banda, y por otra parte, cómo se mantienen los sensores, si son tipo plug and play, o sea, fáciles de instalar, ¿cierto? ¿Cuáles son los costos de ellos en general respecto a la implementación de soluciones de acuerdo a tu experiencia?
Muy bien, gracias por la pregunta, Gastón. Básicamente, nosotros empiezo con la última pregunta, la parte de los equipos y cuáles son los sensores que tenemos. Nosotros tenemos distintos equipos de monitoreo o dispositivos de monitoreo que se pueden adaptar. Para algunos tenemos que hacer alguna adaptación en los activos, por ejemplo, un transformador. Hay transformadores que son más recientes y ya salen de la fábrica adaptados para recibir dispositivos de monitoreo y otros que no. Pero todo eso nosotros adaptamos con la experiencia que tenemos en servicios de campo. Y estos equipos, podemos hablar de un dispositivo muy sencillo de monitoreo de un gas, de hidrógeno para un transformador. O nosotros tenemos dispositivos para hasta 9 gases y humedad y temperatura. Entonces yo creo que la aplicación va a definir mucho de qué es que necesitamos. Si es un dispositivo de monitoreo más sencillo con un gas, con temperatura, o si es el de 9 gases. Y todo eso también varía qué tan preciso es el cálculo en el software, en la herramienta. Entonces eso se define en conjunto en las discusiones con el cliente para definir qué tanta precisión de los cálculos se necesita y qué tanto tiene presupuesto la empresa para invertir en su jornada digital. Obviamente empezar con el mejor monitoreo sería el mejor caso, pero a veces no es factible por términos de costos. Entonces nosotros tenemos estas soluciones que sean para distintas aplicaciones. Y en términos de gestión de datos, eso efectivamente es un tema Y nosotros sabemos que muchas plantas están remotas y tampoco tienen conexión de red. Entonces, una de las opciones que nosotros tenemos es nuestros dispositivos de monitoreo. Puedes llegar ahí con tu laptop, hacer la descarga de los datos en un dispositivo USB a la computadora, por ejemplo. Y entonces cuando llegas a la oficina puedes cargar esta información que la tienes en un USB. Todos nuestros dispositivos más recientes de monitoreo tienen esta interfaz USB donde se pueden descargar datos. O se puede hacer una conexión en tiempo real. Pero ahí obviamente tenemos las limitaciones de ancho de banda y gasto con Internet. Entonces, las dos opciones justamente para adaptarse en algunos casos donde no hay Internet en el campo, por ejemplo.
Eso es siempre muy útil, tener un plan B, ¿cierto?
Exacto, y los dispositivos de monitoreo ya tienen estas interfaces USB donde tú puedes descargar los datos. Entonces, tenemos esta compatibilidad, obviamente, para que puedas ir ahí con una laptop y luego haces eso para múltiples dispositivos y un día a la semana vas a la oficina y ahí descargas los datos en el sistema.
Perfecto, perfecto. Elizabeth, we have a few questions for yourself.
Okay.
Okay. It's paid a lot of the attention, augmented reality in the applications. Okay, first question is, do you need any kind of application for the use of the lens of augmented reality? O sea, ¿se requiere de alguna aplicación especial para el uso de lentes de realidad aumentada? Here, I suggest that you reply slowly so that we try to understand the English. You speak quite well, but basically we need to, you know, digest the phrase in the language.
I'll take it slow. So visual inspection itself is the application. We don't sell the smart glasses. We buy that from RealWear, which is a separate company from the States, and we provide the application itself, which has the augmented reality platform on it. So by using visual inspection, you already have the augmented reality included.
Perfect. What are the needs of hardware and telecoms to use visual spectrum? ¿Cuáles son las necesidades o requerimientos de hardware y de telecomunicaciones para el uso de visual spectrum?
So at MHI, we also have a telecom sector, and they actually use it to inspect their fiber lines and their own poles as well. Because the software is very flexible, you actually make your own workflows. The system is designed to work the way that your system works. So everything is customized to how you carry out your inspections and maintenance. So our telecom sector itself also creates their own workflows using visual inspection to inspect their fiber line poles as well.
Okay, very good. Naturally, once you want to use it, what is the cost? How do you sell it? Do you sell it by license? You sell it by user? Does it have any fee per month, or what's the commercial offer?
So we do sell it by license, and there's not just the app itself. After you've collected the data, there's also multiple platforms for you to view the data and view it online. So we sell it by license for the app, and then by access by license as well for the online platform. It's an annual subscription, so it's $50 a month for the online platform and $200 a month for the license, and there are minimums. So there's a minimum of 3 licenses a year and a minimum of 25 licenses for the online platform.
Okay, good. Another question for you is, what are the KPI commonly used in Manitoba Hydro in terms of power supply interruptions, and how much has been the reduction after the application of all these measures?
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
Yes. Regarding your experience in Manitoba, what are the key performance indicators, the KPIs, commonly used in Manitoba Hydro in terms of power supply interruptions, and how much has been the reduction after the application of all these measures?
Mm-hmm. So it's a little difficult to put a number on the amount of power disruptions that have been reduced by this, because it's mostly an inspection and maintenance tool. One situation is, in this past October, we did have a really heavy snowstorm. So Manitoba Hydro was using this for a storm and emergency response to catalog all of the poles that were knocked down and that were damaged. So they were able to conduct their sector by sector inspections at 50% times faster than they normally would. And that helped a lot in reducing the amount of time where the power outages were happening. But it's hard to put an actual number on the cost savings for that. We usually measure it by time savings in this instance, or for travel and labor costs, then we can more easily put a number to those.
Do you have an estimate?
At this time, I wouldn't be able to give you those estimates from Manitoba Hydro International, but from our clients with Burns and McDonnell, where we do a little, where we've taken a little deeper look recently, is that just from one project alone, they were able to save $250,000 USD on one of their projects, just from being able to move forward with those measurements and having the GIS platform already available to them, and having their asset management be very comprehensive with a heads up.
Well, that is very neat. And probably the rest of the companies, and probably Hitachi ABB and GE and many others could also think of augmented reality and visual inspection for the application as ourselves, naturally. So congratulations and thank you very much. Muchas gracias a cada uno de ustedes panelistas por el excelente trabajo de presentaciones, por los casos aportados, por la consistencia también de cada una de ellas en relación también al trabajo previo que hicimos el día de ayer. Ayer estuvimos justamente tratando aspectos de regulación local, hablamos del pliego 17, también hablamos de la experiencia de CIGRE en materia de trabajo y estudio de qué se entiende por gestión de activos y los alcances justamente de la gestión de activos en las distintas compañías, y participaron empresas operadoras principalmente y el sector minero, y eso también nos da cuenta de las necesidades locales, y con el aporte de las presentaciones de cada uno de ustedes hemos logrado completar de alguna forma una visión bastante completa de cuáles son las necesidades, qué está pasando con el cliente y qué está necesitando, y al mismo tiempo que está disponible, y el desarrollo de cada una de las compañías y la experiencia propia de cada una de ustedes, que naturalmente no es solamente en productos, sino que es entender qué es lo que ocurre en el negocio de cada uno de los usuarios y clientes. Así que agradezco a cada uno de ustedes. Thank you very much. Elizabeth, cada uno de ustedes además está conectándose con nosotros desde Brasil, Suiza y Canadá, no es menor, y nos alegra poder contar con este tipo de oportunidades para este tipo de encuentros. Manuel, quisiera cederte la palabra.
Ok, Felipe, muchas gracias. Como dice Felipe, muchas gracias a todos ustedes por haber estado en esta nueva jornada. Gracias nuevamente a todas las empresas que nos han facilitado su apoyo, ese importante soporte que nos ha entregado, y durante no solo este año, sino que ya varios años, en este caso esta nueva empresa Hitachi ABB, Entel, Jorpa, Mainstream, el grupo Saesa, GE, Siemens, Silvo Cooper, Opal, RT Canadá, ISA a través de Intel Chile, SmartWare, HMB, y a todos nuestros patrocinadores, colaboradores, y sin este apoyo tanto de la empresa como ustedes, esto no puede ser posible. Me han consultado también sobre las presentaciones. Enviaremos un vínculo para que puedan ser descargadas desde allí y puedan tener las presentaciones con ustedes. A pesar de que, tal como siempre lo hemos hecho, en aproximadamente 7 o 10 días más, vamos a tener las memorias de este encuentro, donde también va a estar este streaming, todo lo que sucedió de manera offline, y vamos a hacer llegar a cada uno de ustedes el vínculo necesario. El día de mañana es un día que va a estar dedicado a todo lo que tiene relación con las subestaciones digitales, y allí estará presente también SAESA, el grupo ISA Colombia, GE, en este caso Siemens, y HMB Ingenieros. De nuevo, muchas gracias, y será un placer mañana nuevamente poder estar con ustedes. Buenas tardes. Hasta luego.
Jorpa es ingeniería de vanguardia en transformadores de poder. Aseguramos la confianza y la operación continua de los equipos eléctricos, brindando un servicio completo de mantenimiento, montaje, reparación, asesoría e inspección para transformadores de poder y equipos eléctricos. Estamos comprometidos en el mejoramiento continuo de nuestro sistema integrado de gestión, logrando la satisfacción de nuestros clientes a través de un servicio integral, eficiente y eficaz. Visítenos en www.jorpa.cl.
We all have something in common. We live on this planet, and this planet gives us life, a journey to fulfill, a future, and we all began that journey somewhere. For Hitachi and ABB Power Grids, our legacies are interlinked. From our humble beginnings in the copper mine industry over 100 years ago, both companies have grown globally, diversifying our lines of business, and both contributing to society with new technologies. This is the power that brought us together. And together, we can reduce our impact on the planet by bringing sustainable energy to more people. The challenge is laid out before us. It requires the vision to foresee a stronger, smarter, and greener grid, and the dedication to increase quality of life through digital innovation. Bringing social innovation to every corner of the globe. To make this happen, we advance collaborative creation with our customers, academics, and governments. Together, we can encourage the next innovation. Only through co-creation and cutting-edge digital solutions can we create new customer values to make life on this planet better for everyone. Together, powering good for sustainable energy.
Smart Wires desarrolla e implementa soluciones innovadoras que optimizan y flexibilizan los sistemas de potencia. En conjunto con nuestros clientes a nivel mundial, desarrollamos aplicaciones que aumentan la utilización y capturan más beneficios de las redes existentes. La tecnología de Smart Wires ayuda a utilizar de forma rápida y económica la capacidad existente, ya sea empujando los flujos de las líneas sobrecargadas o alando los flujos hacia líneas con capacidad de reserva. Su diseño modular permite escalar o reubicar los dispositivos fácilmente según la evolución de las necesidades del sistema. Las soluciones de Smart Wires pueden entregarse en meses e instalarse en días, proporcionando la flexibilidad necesaria en esta era de incertidumbre. Utilizando estas herramientas en la red existente, puede integrarse rápidamente una mayor cantidad de energías renovables, reducir el vertimiento y evitar el impacto negativo sobre las comunidades y el medio ambiente. Smart Wires, transformando una red a la vez para un futuro mejor.